live podcast. You want to do it?
That's what I'm saying.
Do live on location. I'll just produce from my basement here,
Yeah,
and
right. I'll just pull some players and coaches. You want to be
all,
interviewed? Come here. Yeah.
all you need is a mic, maybe like two phones, and that's about it. One on you and
Yeah.
one on the game.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can do. Chief
Yeah.
talk here. I'll see what I can do. All right, Mike. Great to be back here. How have you been?
I've been good, name. Everything's running at about 16% as of right now.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It's been a busy 2 weeks. If you are living in Alberta, you might know that a lot of school divisions are on strike. The education assistants are all on strike. So I've been in the schools supporting the schools and helping out in any way that I can, and it's been quite the journey.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I don't know. I think it's good you're doing that, and I think it's also great that we support the educational assistants as much as we can. They're valuable assets to schools. Like kids need them so much. They're just uh, like that person that our the students in our schools can go to and just kind of rely on, build relationships with, and get that sense of belonging. Really
Yeah,
important work that they do.
yeah, absolutely. EAs are a huge piece of the puzzle when it comes to schools, and it's unfortunate that they have to do a strike in order to demand ultimately what they're worth, and hopefully our division or our government can come to an agreement soon. Fingers crossed, and everybody ends up happy.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, so if you're a new listener, then probably don't know that Mike and I both have backgrounds as teachers. Mike is currently in a teaching position with his school district as a district teacher, but he supports everybody in the entire district. So
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
that way, that
yeah.
way.
What else you had going on lately? Went to Onion Lake tournament. How was that?
Yeah, the Onion Lake tournament happened a few weekends ago, and it was a great tournament. Like, so what Onion Lake and a few and Red Pheasant, the tournament that we mentioned earlier, that our good buddy Mike is also running, well, he did run. What they do is they have these large winter fests, and so they have volleyball, they have basketball, they have hockey, all going on at the same time. It happens within the community, and I really hope that that's something that Alberta reses do, because it's not only cool to go as a basketball player to go in and play in these tournaments and have a great time, but it's also good for the res to be able to generate some sort of profit. Yeah, we went there and we ended up finishing second. We brought a team from a couple of our Edmonton guys, and we're allowed to import, so we brought along some ringers, and I was actually hoping to bring my good buddy Lee down with us to Onion Lake. He played professionally in Poland, and unfortunately, he had a shoulder injury, and so he couldn't make it down with us. So we had to pick up another guy. But it was a good tournament. It was fun. We ended up playing in the final against the Winnipeg Chiefs, our Warriors. Sorry, Winnipeg Warriors. Terrence Ross and crew. They always have a stacked team. They had a few collegiate college players, and yeah, it was a fun time.
It looked awesome, and it's too bad Lee couldn't make it. I mean, I'm sure he would have cooked there. That guy he just can't miss when he shoots the ball. So it would have been
Yeah.
really awesome to see how he played with you guys in one of those tournaments. It's been a while because I don't know if he's played in a res tournament in a while since like we were hosting those 3-on-3s.
No, he was hyped. He was jacked to get his first official invite to a res tournament. He was telling me he was so upset that he couldn't make it out. But yeah, it was. We ended up doing okay without him. But if we I think if we had Lee and maybe one more big, I think we would have made it a little more competitive in the final, because we were I was probably the third tallest guy on our team, and so I'm not even that tall. I'm only 6'2". So um, we had a relatively short team, and the Winnipeg guys just had two monsters in the paint that we just couldn't stop. And they all rebounded us. They dominated us on the boards for sure.
Yeah, I saw you tippy toeing in that photo.
In that photo, I'm at least the second tallest, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's so good that these communities host these events. I've been watching them on Facebook like all winter. I think this might be the third Winterfest that's been on so far. And they look like they're like a great experience. There's like senior men's hockey going on at the same time. There's women's hockey tournaments, there's volleyball tournaments, basketball tournaments, and then all this like other like community events happening at once. So it'd be pretty cool to go and experience that.
Yeah, they had a chili bake off or chili cook off going on at the same time.
Oh wait, did you go eat any?
I did not. I wanted to stay away from the beans, bro. I didn't want any beans in my
Yeah,
system.
you don't need that when you're playing basketball and jumping up and down.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
our good buddy Dakota, my good buddy, your good buddy,
yeah.
we we wanted to go watch hockey. There's a little Subway in Onion Lake, and we were like, hey, well, we have like 3 hours to kill here, so let's go to Subway and then uh try to go watch some hockey. We pulled up, and the Subway is right next to the hockey arena, and no joke, bro, like people were parked alongside the highway because the parking lot was just full
Oh,
watching hockey. It
I
was
bet.
wild.
I bet. Those native hockey tournaments are huge and people come from all over to watch. Like it's you if you want to go and get a good seat, like you got to go early to get in that parking lot.
It's crazy. Can you imagine the concession and that how what kind of
Oh,
killing they made?
yeah. Yeah. I got the arena burgers just flying off the grill, man.
Get your tacos,
Yeah, get
your
your
Indian
tacos.
tacos.
Yeah, it's cool. I've been busy too, just like just the same old stuff. Like been to a couple of Augie's hockey tournaments, went down to Penticton. He had his home tournament here. The season's wrapping up, so that'll be done soon, but we're gonna be heading over to Edmonton at the end of the month for Alberta Native Hockey Provincials there. So we'll be spending a week there visiting, um, just trying to get caught up with school and stuff. I have had a few assignments over the last couple weeks, getting those done. I went out to Vancouver for a quick trip, just a couple nights there. That was pretty good, but I mean, honestly like I haven't been hooping. Like I remember I sent you and Dakota that photo of that was like the first time in a month that I had played basketball, and that was last week. So I haven't been able to get in the gym at all. I've just been too busy. Like I was trying to go during my lunch hour, but I've just been so busy at work lately. It's just hard to transition from like that work and then going to the gym and then coming back into
Hmm.
the swing of work. So I just haven't been doing it.
I always find that, especially after work, that's kind of like why I like working out in the morning because after work you're just so brain dead,
Yeah.
and even though like physically you'd be able to do it, mentally it's just like it's hard.
Yeah. 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 So hoping to get back in the gym, hoping to get some invites to tournaments. You know, anybody looking for a player with any tournaments coming up? I'm just kidding.
Hashtag no invites name.
Yeah, that's right.
Dave's just worried he's not getting any calls right now.
No.
People gotta hit him up. The answer is gonna be no because he lives so far away, but he at least just wants a call, something.
It's nice just to be asked, you know?
That's funny. Before we get started, before we get into the world of basketball, I just want to give a quick shout out to our YouTube channel. So we're gonna get into what we talked about last episode, but for our lifetime since we started, and we started January 21st, I think was our first ever podcast. And since then we've accumulated more than 12,000 views on our YouTube channel and over 400 watch time hours, and we have 121 subscribers right now. So if you're listening and you haven't done so yet, head over to our YouTube channel. It's just at War Scout Pod, all one word, War Scout Pod, and give us a like and subscribe. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely love all the support that everyone's been giving us over the last year and a bit. So yeah, if you have a chance, please subscribe to that YouTube channel. That's how we're gonna start making money one day. We're
We-
hopeful.
Pay for our subscription fees here.
Yeah.
And me and Name were arguing. I asked him to send me 20 for our subscription fees.
Yeah. Yeah. But this is like this doing a podcast, like it there's we put our own money into it. Like we gotta like pay for our subscriptions, but we also like you know, being able to find time to match each other's schedule, I think it's been the most challenging thing for us you know, this last year as we're doing podcasts. Just we're so busy.
Yeah. I was actually talking with since we're just talking about Ian Leak, our bro Tristan from Nisto Ball. He has a company here. I'm rocking it right now. So I was telling him exactly that. Like the hardest part is quite literally just matching our schedules together and determining what works best. And then not only that, but if we have a guest as well, trying to match with their schedule and then accommodating that, especially with you name who you got little ones at home. I got little
Yeah.
ones here. And so you're also doing your master. We don't want to, nobody wants to hear about how busy we
Yeah.
are, but we are
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah. Feel sorry for us. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Join our
Yeah.
Patreon. No, just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, before we get into World of Basketball, last episode with Ammon, it was so good to catch up with him, man. Like I just felt like like I hadn't talked to him in probably almost 10 years, but it felt like it was just it wasn't like we just kind of picked up where things are left off, and it was just so great to connect with him again.
That episode kind of reminded me of when you had a good conversation with Paul Sir and just like some of the, you know, just the conversation was serious and it was a good reminder for why we play the game and his I think his message to young Indigenous athletes I think was a great message and something that probably you and I would have liked to hear when we were younger as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And he just finished his degree at Utah Valley University. So
Hey.
good for you, Ammon. Yeah, so we'll get into the world of basketball. Yeah, we'll just start by congratulating the Haskell University women's basketball team who just won the Continental Athletic Conference championship, which is a conference for independents. And they qualified for the NAIA national tournament. So they finished second in the league during the season. So they earned a bye to the conference semifinal where they defeated Washington Adventist 86-61. Then they won the conference championship by beating Northern New Mexico 57-52. And as of today, they're still waiting to see who they'll play in the opening round of the NAIA National Championship, which starts on March 14th. Yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And yeah, something that came up with their team in the last 2 weeks was their head coach Adam Strom, who was recently laid off by the university after the federal cuts imposed by the Trump administration. So he's been staying on with the team. I don't know if he's receiving any kind of compensation or not, but could like he's just decided to stay on with the team no matter what. So shout out to him.
Yeah, I saw that, and I can't remember the exact amount of people that were laid off from Haskell due to like the what is it DEI the
Yeah,
and it's so heartbreaking, man. Like Haskell University might even have to shut down because of a lack of staff because of this just ridiculous policy that's been put forth by an administration that's you know we don't want to talk politics, but they're
yeah,
incompetent.
yeah. They suck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In other news, we have Lindy Waters the third. He was traded to our boy. He was traded to the Detroit Pistons February 6th. Prior to the trade, he was averaging 5.6 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, 1 assist, and shooting 33% from three on 1.2 makes on 4 3-pointer attempts per game in only 17 minutes. And so far with the Pistons, he has scored 11 points in 6 games for 1.2 points per game. So he's obviously not getting a whole lot of burn while in Detroit, which is unfortunate, but I think he's a good
Yeah.
enough player. I think he'll be able to, you know, make it out,
Yeah.
make a good impact there.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully it's just a slow start fitting into trying to figure out where he fits in their system. I thought he was great with the Warriors, but obviously he was part of that big Jimmy Butler trade. So if you're a team trying to get a player like Jimmy Butler, you got to trade some pieces away. And
Hmm.
Lindy, being the asset that he is for a team, it's a good pickup for Pistons. And from what I've read and heard from like the Pistons crowd is that they kind of see him as like an energy guy coming off the bench.
Yeah, and the Pistons are so guard heavy right now. Like they have Kate
Hmm.
Cunningham, they have the one Thompson brother, and very very guard heavy team, and so fingers crossed that he can make an impact with that team.
Good luck, Lindy, come on the pod.
Come
Come on
on
the
the pod,
pod, man.
Lindy.
Right. And yeah, congratulations to Marjan Beauchamp, a member of the Mission and Lusano tribes from California. He just signed a two-way contract with the New York Knicks. So far this season, he's played in a total of 29 games while averaging 2.2 points per game, 1.2 rebounds per game in 4.7 minutes per game with the Bucks. And he was also most recently on the Clippers, where he was playing about 5 minutes a game with them. So hopefully things work out there for him.
Hmm. And Marjan just he every summer he always hosts a big tournament and hosts a bunch of camps for his res. He does a lot of community work and with the indigenous youth, and just shout out to him. Like, hopefully that two-way contract with the Knicks goes a long way because we want to see more amazing work like that. And other news, our good friend, our good podcast pal, former guest, and soon to be another co-host.
Yeah, yeah, might as
Uh,
well.
yeah, might as well. Name's cousin Lauren Cardinal has recently completed her first season as the head coach of the University of Alberta Augustana Vikings, the ACAC. Unfortunately, the Vikings didn't qualify for playoffs this season, but finished with a sweep of NPW, formerly known as Grand Prairie Regional College. As well, she recently was one of the coaches selected for an all-girls camp with the Edmonton Stingers and Plouffe Hoops. So amazing work, Lauren. You're doing awesome.
Yeah, it's really impressive because I think like she was like one season removed from playing. So she
Hmm.
played and then had the season as an assistant coach with the team, and then now right into the head coach position.
Yeah, I think that's
Is that
correct.
how that transition? Yeah, those are big moves to make, and especially like she's young, like 24, 25 years old. That's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, and she's done an amazing job of coaching that team and bringing it along for a full season. Seasons are long. Like when you're in it, like it seems so long, especially like when you get to January, February. Like it seems like, man, like this is still going. But yeah, good for you, Lauren, in keeping that going all season.
Yeah, I just recently attended my alumni night, and so I got to watch her coach against Keano College from Fort McMurray, and we spoke afterwards, and I didn't realize that if you haven't heard about some of the drama within the ACAC and Lakeland College that's been happening with the women's program at Lakeland, basically their team ended up folding, and Lauren, the Augustana Vikings, were one of the only teams that played Lakeland from the north. And so they ended up taking a loss, and all the other northern teams in the ACAC got forfeit wins against Lakeland. So they got an additional 20 points advantage and a win. And so because of that, Augustana fell just shy of the playoffs. And I think it was Concordia who ended up making playoffs because of that win. It's just like,
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
gut
wild,
wrenching.
yeah, wild season there. But yeah, another thing was I was also recently talking to Lauren, and we were chatting, and I said like I don't know if there's any other like if there's been any other Indigenous head coaches in the ACAC or even in Canada West, and she said that like she believes that she's the first one, and I was trying to rack my brain, and I think she is not that I have all the answers, but I think she is like. That's pretty amazing
That's
for,
really that's
you know,
cool.
being 25, 24, 25 years old and being the first Indigenous head coach in the ACAC. That's pretty, yeah, that's impressive.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. It's my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Another one of our former guests in Hushine, Jade Montgomery Wardenberg, just finished up their season with the Okanagan College Coyotes in the Pac West Conference. Unfortunately, Coyotes did not qualify for the playoffs, but Jade had a great season statistically. She played in 23 games, or Jade played in 23 games while averaging 9.4 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, and 1.3 assists per game while shooting 38.1% from the field, 28.9 from three. She threw up 97 threes this year.
Shooter's got to shoot.
Yep, volume shooter. Mike
Mm,
knows what those are like.
yep.
Jade had a season high of 23 points against Camosun College in January, as Jade shot 10 of 13 on field goals, 2 for 5 from three, and 5 for 7 from the free throw line.
Does she have another win under her belt at the ANBT?
Yep, yep.
Congratulations, Jade.
Congratulations.
Basketball season, eh?
And they played in A and BT like just as the season was wrapping up. I think they may have had like 2 games after that, but the season was still going on when they went.
Oh,
Yeah. But yeah, I was also speaking with Jade, and I believe there's 3 Indigenous players on the Okanagan College women's team this year.
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Another shout out to Talon Weaselhead, who we followed closely last year all the way to the 2024 ASAA Provincial Boys Championship with St. Mary High School in Calgary, Alberta. He just completed his first season with the United Tribes Technical College Thunderbirds in Bismarck, North Dakota. Unfortunately, the Thunderbirds lost their opening round of their playoff game in the NJCAA regional playoffs, and they did not qualify for the NJCAA national tournament. But in his first season, he played in 29 games. He averaged 3 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, and 2.7 assists. So shout out to Talon and good luck next season. That's tough, man. Playing in the States. Those are some
Yeah.
those are some wicked teams.
Yeah. That's yeah. Really good basketball. Really good basketball. Gotta get him and Charlton on the pod at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And yeah, episode 17 guest, Tenny McCarthy also finished up her second season with the UBC Okanagan Heat. Unfortunately, the Heat lost a close match, 56-64, in the Canada West playoffs play-in game against the University of Regina Cougars on February 21st. Tenny was a major contributor for the Heat this season as she averaged 5.2 points per game, 5.8 rebounds per game, 1.2 assists, 1.6 steals per game, and zero point 0.8 blocks per game. Congratulations on a great season, and we're looking forward to see what you do next year.
Congrats, Tenny. And a huge congratulations to the Siksika Nation High School Junior Sons who won the Junior Boys Championship on February 26th. And I believe they went undefeated.
Yeah. I,
Coach,
yeah, I was looking at I was watching some of their highlights on Lanny's Facebook page and on his Snapchat. They look really good.
yeah,
Really good.
Lenny's really coaching them up.
And yeah, shout out to our friends from EMBA, Dusty and Nikeo, and the Legrand family for their appearance on Family Feud tonight. So if you're able to catch it, I think it might be on right now. I'm not too sure. But
Yeah,
yeah, got Dusty's one of his original creations here from Mobilize.
mobilize.
This
Yeah,
hoodie,
nice.
like I think I had this like 8 years. Yeah, I'm not even joking. I had this long time.
Fan since day one.
That's right.
What a wild surprise that was when I saw that. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I know.
Just randomly shares this. Catch us tonight on whatever
Yeah.
it was on Family Feud.
Yeah, so just added a little something different for our podcast. Basketball card corner. I put this together. Mike enjoys hearing me talking about my hobby. I don't collect basketball cards, especially like ultra modern cards, which like I don't like at all. I just don't like how like Panini has the license with the NBA, and they just like they'll create one card for a player and then they'll make like 20 to 25 different versions of that single card.
Hmm.
and it's just so confusing. Yeah. So I don't really mess with modern basketball cards. But yeah, well, I want to highlight Lindy Waters since we were talking about Lindy so much. Yeah, so if you are interested in picking up any basketball for Lindy has 29 basketball cards from 2022 and 2023 seasons. His rookie cards are found in the Panini Chronicles, Phoenix Rookie Autographs, Panini Flux Signatures, Panini Immaculate Collection, and Panini Noir. He only appears in the Panini Mosaic set for 23-24. And yeah, which I find strange. Like he's been in a season of he's been in the NBA a few seasons now, and he has very limited amount of cards. Um, so I'm just like wondering why he's only in this one Panini Mosaic set. His best rookie card is from the Panini Immaculate Collection and is a rookie patch autograph numbered out of 50. But something else I found interesting but was that all of his cards they're only autograph cards, so he doesn't have like any like regular base basketball cards that's like, just no special features on it or whatever. And yeah, his cards are fairly affordable. I just had to look at eBay for completed sales, and his cards sell anywhere from $3 to $86 Canadian. So very affordable if you want to pick up
Yeah,
some of his cards.
that's not bad.
Yeah,
So when they say that the cards are rookie patch, does that
yeah,
like a rookie patch autograph? Does that mean it comes with like a piece of their jersey or like something like that? Because I often see that with like hockey cards too, right?
yeah. And the wild thing about it though is like there's no guarantee. Like it's the way this started with trading cards is that when they start putting these jersey pieces and patches onto cards, they were always game worn by the player. So the card company would buy the jersey from the team in the league, and then they would take it and they would cut it up and they would put it in the cards. But they stopped doing that. So with his rookie card here, it says that this card features a piece of patch that may or may not be associated with the player featured on this card.
Oh,
So it's just some random piece of cloth that's in this card, and who knows where it's from. But that's kind of where things are at with modern basketball cards today.
Panini is just out here doing their own thing, just randomly.
Yeah, yeah. Do whatever they want. They're the only like licensed trading card company for the NBA.
Yeah, that's weird that they would do several variations of a rookie card rather than just having one regular one, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, weird. That's our feature for basketball card corner today.
Cool. Maybe you know what? Maybe I'll be indigenous basketball cards on Instagram.
You
That,
should.
that'd be become an absolute weapon in the hockey card industry, basketball card industry.
That's right. Opportunities there.
The opportunities there.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. So we talked about on our last podcast just about the number of tournaments that are coming up, and we had the Stanley Big Plume and we had the Red Pheasant, and then we just recently had the Onion Lake tournament. But now we have a few tournaments that also have wrapped up, especially the All Native basketball tournament that had happened in Prince Rupert.
Rupert. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Name, you want to go over this tournament recap?
Yeah, sure. I did get to catch some of the men's and women's tournament on the live stream for the all native basketball tournament, and it looked really, really good again. And I would say like from what I saw on the men's and women's side, yeah, just a lot of talent, a lot of really strong basketball communities being represented at the tournament. But yeah, as Mike mentioned earlier, Jade is I believe Jade's a three-time champion of the All Native now with the Similkameen Starbirds.
I
They
think
won,
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah,
they won it again. They beat Vancouver All My Relations in the final. Hazelton took third. Yeah, a lot of former college and university players playing in this tournament here. But
that's awesome.
yeah, our friend Jade took home the most valuable player from the women's side.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then we had a couple of all stars. We had Jasmine Montgomery Reed from Similkameen, and Madison Terbasket. And then we also had from Vancouver, we had Shanice Sigsworth and Zoe Collison, and then several other All Stars. And it's really cool. Like the tournament does a great job in providing some a little bit of merchandise, right? And so every All Star gets to leave with a nice little trophy, which is always good. You know, money is great, but you know that merchandise that lasts forever, baby.
Especially if you get like a sick Pendleton jacket.
Yeah, dude, that tournament in the States, we didn't talk about we didn't put it in here, but the I
All
don't
nations, yeah,
All Nations tournament. How
yeah.
sick were those gifts? So that All Nations tournament, I saw the championship photo. They had like sick Pendleton jackets. They didn't even have a trophy. They had a quite literal buffalo skull. Like it's so sick. A
Yeah,
painted buffalo skull to take home.
yeah. Our boy Lucas Martinez is on that team.
Our boy. Yeah.
Their boy. Come on the pod, Lucas.
Come on, pod, Lucas,
Yeah.
please. Yeah,
Uh,
a ton of awards that they handed out. They had they had their obvious all stars. They had the most sportsmanlike team. They had a six man or six woman. They had the most promising player. They had Missed Hustle, Mr. Hustle. They had a high scorer award. They had most inspirational award. And then they had also a most outstanding player, MVP, obviously.
yeah, lots of recognition being given out there. And yeah, I totally forgot that they had their Hall of Fame induction as well. Um, Gene Wolfe was inducted into the All Native Basketball Tournament Hall of Fame. Pretty cool. Congrats to you, Gene. We played against Gene quite a few times, and just a really talented basketball player. Shoot from anywhere on the floor. Yeah,
Mhm.
congrats.
Congrats, Gene the GOAT.
Yeah, the GOAT. And then on the senior men's side, first place was the Burnaby Chiefs. Second place was the Skidegate Saints. Third place was Gitgat Warriors, and then fourth place was the Gitgat or Hartley Bay team. So have our friends on that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, who also took home the most sportsmanlike.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So yeah, they played really well, and they're probably like a player or two away from being right in the top two or three teams of this tournament, like in the big and you know, another solid player. Like, but they played really well.
Yeah, you don't quite realize. Well, I mean, yeah, it's basketball, so it obviously plays a huge role. But like height,
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
like Harley Bay, that's one thing that when I was watching, I was like, man, they just got to rebound a little bit better, and they're in there. But quite literally, they're all undersized, and like I was saying earlier, we felt that in Onion Lake being an undersized team going against a much larger team. Height makes a difference in basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
Breaking
And
news from the War
yeah,
Scout pod.
yeah, breaking news. That was something that I felt like that we were always missing as a team, like our War Scouts team.
Yep.
Because like we were always undersized. Like our biggest guy was probably John, who was probably 2 or 3 inches taller than me, and Sean, who is shorter than me. So we're like me, John, and Sean playing bigs,
Yep.
and we're not really bigs. Like John is like in his like heyday, like John was like a really solid 3-4, like athletic 3-4, and then having to come into these tournaments and guarding like 6'8" post guys, like tough, tough matchups. Like that was really hard for me anyway.
Yeah. Feel bad for us, everyone listening.
Yep. Yeah. Take pity. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, they handed out some All-Star awards as well. Burnaby, Jesse Barnes, Joshua Kashane, Skidegate, Desi, shout out Desi, Joel Richardson were All-Stars. Kit Gatla, Jacob Tom, and that guy's unreal. Joe Lewis Jr., Kit Gat, or Hartley Bay, Kane Wesley, Kyler got an All-Star as well. Hazelton, Travis Smith, and Kalen Wilson. And yeah, I'm just looking at the high scorer here. Jacob Tom, 26.2 points per game, 131 points over 5 games.
That's
He,
insane.
he is, yeah, Jacob's on another level. But yeah, that's the all native. It was great to watch. full week of basketball, games being live streamed, gyms were packed. Everyone had a good time.
Yeah, and then some upcoming tournaments that will be happening in Names part of town. March 16th to the 21st in Kelowna. It's going to be the BC Junior All Native basketball tournament that's going to be hosted by Silix Nation and held across 5 different gyms in the city, include Kelowna Secondary, Okanagan Mission Secondary, Kelowna Christian School, KLO Middle School, and Quigley elementary school. And over 90 youth teams have registered, and over 1,500 athletes and coaches have also registered. The opening ceremonies will be held at UBC Okanagan, the gymnasium that Name is currently building. He's
Mhm.
built that gym himself.
Yeah.
And that's happening March 16th at 2 p.m.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be helping out on the 16th, helping get the opening ceremony set up and probably hang around there and watch opening ceremonies, take it all in. I'm gonna try catch as many games as I can that week. It's gonna be busy.
Live podcast. You want to do it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Live, hey,
Let's
do
go.
do live on location. I'll just produce from my basement here,
Yeah, right.
and I'll just go back and forth. Maybe if you can have like one camera at the game, and then I'll just like, yeah, we'll do some play by play. I like that idea. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll just like pull some players and coaches.
Yeah.
You want to be
All,
interviewed? Come here. Yeah.
all you need is a mic, maybe like 2 phones, and that's about it. One on you and
Yeah.
one on the game.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see what I can do. Chief
Yeah,
talk here. I'll see what I can do.
yeah, let me get back to you.
Yeah.
See what I can do. Chief talk. Uh, oh, we totally blew by. That's my bad. We forgot to do a Winter Pheasant recap. The Winterfest. I guess we kind of talked about it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We
Yeah,
covered it.
yeah.
Yeah, we
But
covered it.
the championships were Linklater's team. Um,
Under
Thun
trial.
Thunderchild ended up winning against Whitefish,
Yeah.
and that Whitefish team is a good young team. They were actually at Onion Lake. We got to watch them play, and boy, they're undersized, big time, and they just heave away threes. My kind of
Wow.
team.
Yeah.
The one game they quite literally probably put up like 50 threes. It was
No way.
insane. Did they go in? Not all of them, but they made an effort for sure.
Yeah.
Coming up, we also have this March. It's March Madness. We have the 6 March Madness, and they are hosting a huge event where they have youth divisions from grades 1 to 6 to U11 to U19, and being held on select dates between March 10th and March 19th. There will also be a men's and women's tournament being held from the March 20th to the 22nd. An entry fee for the men's tournament will be $500 and $400 for the ladies. This will all be held in Siksika Nation, Alberta, and contact Lanny McHugh for further details. I guess we also forgot to mention that those Winterfest tournaments, they don't have any um entry fees.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Nice. And
so
then you walk away with cash.
yeah, and
They had some big money there.
quite
Five
a
thousand.
quite a good chunk of cash too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing you have to do is pay a deposit, and it was like $300, and then you get that back as soon as you show up. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Hold your spot pretty much. That's cool. That's cool
yeah.
that they do that.
No, we're not throwing any shade at March Madness. They definitely need the entry fee because
Yes.
a lot of tournaments don't get funded by their res, and so a lot of those tournaments need that entry fee in order to pay for refs. I think refs is like one of the biggest issues for tournaments.
Yep. And the March Madness in Siksika looks like a really good event for the youth. Just having basketball in the community all week and then capping it off with the women's and men's tournaments. Be a good time. Good
Yeah,
times.
it'll be sweet because unfortunately they had a huge flood at in Siksika, but they just got a new floor, so excited, get get the run around on that new floor. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, hear that floor squeaking between your beneath your shoes. Yeah.
Yeah, some
Oh, edit.
ASMR.
Yeah, ASMR. Yeah. And then coming up at the end of March, the Clemchin Warriors 42nd annual basketball tournament is being held in Lytton. Sorry, Lytton Merritt. This is the old Lytton tournament. That's where I
Yep.
got my words confused. But yeah, this is the old Lytton tournament. I'm really glad it's coming back. It's going to be cool to see. I would love to play. Unfortunately, that's when I'm heading to Edmonton. So
Mm.
not going to be around. So if you come to BC, I'm going to be in Edmonton. So yeah.
If maybe I could do the podcast there, you could podcast from Edmonton.
Yeah.
See what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting though that it's coming back. I'm happy to see that.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then the final tournament is the All Nations tournament. Name, do you know what do you know all about the All Nations tournament?
All Nations, it's happening in April. I can't remember what weekend, but it's being held, and Jerry Redbones is the organizer. It's in Washington State. Just trying to remember off the top of my head, but 64 teams,
Oh.
64 team tournament. Um,
And it's a
looks unreal.
play for your res.
Yep, play for your res. No, I don't think there's any imports allowed. But they have some, big names going there. We mentioned Lucas Martinez, but I was looking at the list and I saw Sotino is on there. Wayland's got a team in there, and then also Guinai, Charlton, and I think there was one other Canadian team. I just maybe slipping my mind right now.
Hmm. I think on my father's side, I do have a little bit of Blackfoot in me, so I'm gonna see if I can
Yeah, go
link
play
up
for
with
Guinai.
Kainai or Six Cub. We'll see.
Yeah, go jump on the team.
Yeah. Um, before we finish up, before we wrap up, I just want to mention one thing. Um, I just want to mention how incredibly wrong we were in our NBA picks. Gordon and I, we had a fun time hosting that podcast. I think we had Dallas finishing in a top four seed. Yeah, it's not looking so good for Dallas right about now. And unfortunately, the goat, the ball handling goat in AO pause, a the goat in Kyrie Irving is unfortunately tore his ACL. And yeah, he's out for the season. It's a heartbreaking
Yeah,
name.
that's sad, man. When I like I sent you that reel yesterday on Instagram. I was like legit sad when I saw that because he was like shooting those free throws and he's like, "Thank you, God." Like,
Mm,
oh man, you got
heartbreaking
me.
stuff.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. But hey, you could foresee this crazy trade that happened with Luka Doncic. Who could foresee that? You?
No, nobody.
Nobody. Nobody.
We are. I posted on Instagram and it was like all these photos happened post. I think I said LD or LT or something. Luka Doncic trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And yeah, it is March Madness coming up. I believe it starts the playing games start, I think, around the 19th. So we should do an episode with our picks.
Yeah, I like it.
I know you got Duke going all the way anyway, so
Duke all the way, baby.
yeah.
I think last year when we did the pod, I did based off of defensive percentages, who was defensive points per game, who allowed the least amount of points per game. And safe to say that didn't work. So I think I might just go by mascots this year. I don't know. We'll see
Yeah.
who has the best
Maybe a good
mascot.
strategy, yeah.
Yeah, Gamecocks are going all the way, baby.
Yeah. All right, now with that, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for tuning into the Worst Cuts Basketball Podcast with Mike and Nate. See you later.
¿Cómo estás?